The formulas of some compounds have sections that are in brackets. If you need to work out the relative formula mass of a compound like this, the steps are exactly the same as before. When we have something in brackets like this, it means that this number here, the 2, applies to everything inside the bracket. So we need to remember that when we're carrying out step number 2. So step number 1 is going to be exactly the same. So in this case, we're working out the formula mass of copper hydroxide, CuOH2. So I need to know the atomic mass of copper, and we know that that is 63.5. We looked that up on the periodic table, and it's the larger number. Oxygen, O, has a relative atomic mass of 16 on the periodic table, and hydrogen has a relative atomic mass of 1. So I found out my relative atomic masses of each of my elements by looking them up on the periodic table. I can then combine those together. I'm going to multiply by the number of each atom in the compound and add those together. So to work out the total formula mass of copper hydroxide, well, I've got 1 atom of copper, so I'm going to do 1 multiplied by 63.5. I've got 1 oxygen here, but there's a 2 outside of the brackets. That 2 applies to everything in these brackets. So I know that I have 2 atoms of oxygen. So I'm going to do 2 multiplied by 16. And I also know that I have 2 lots of hydrogen, because that 2 applies to everything inside the brackets. So I'm going to add that to 2 multiplied by 1. Okay, so if I expand out my brackets and write out my working, that means I'm going to add together 63.5 plus 2 times 16, which is 32, plus 2 times 1, which is 2, which gives me a total of 97.5. So the formula mass of copper hydroxide is 97.5.